Pictures at an Exhibition by Emmerson, Lake and Palmer. An LP I found at the Big Ben's car boot sale in West Wickham for £3. It would have been worth it if only for the cover, but it is actually in good condition. I did not like Emmerson, Lake and Palmer enough back in the day to buy any of their LPs, but I might have bought Pictures at an Exhibition, mostly because it was a budget release. When a full-priced album was about £2.30, Pictures at an Exhibition was £1.50. I still did not buy it though, mostly because I had a friend who was an ELP fan and he lent me a copy which I recorded on one side of a C90 cassette. There is a film of ELP performing this piece. I think I've seen it on YouTube or Sky Arts or some other armchair entertainment platform. But my friend and I took the tube to see it at an art house cinema in Bloomsbury, on a bill with a film by The Scaffold and a film of Fairport Convention jigging and reeling at a festival. The film is not just a film of the concert, but it has all those annoying visual effects that producers of such things at the time imagined we would like, even though we went there to see the musicians actually playing it rather than miming like they did on the telly. The music is about as wild as prog rock ever got. The idea of the Mussorgsky original is that you are walking around an exhibition looking at the pictures. There is a theme for the act of walking called Promenade. ELP reproduced the first instance of Promenade quite faithfully. The second instance has Greg Lake singing his own lyrics, and the third version is more typical ELP with big drums and rattling bass. In some of the pictures you can recognise some of Mussorgsky's themes, but often they become a vehicle for loud hard rock excess. And there is one Greg Lake acoustic guitar and vocal performance which is totally his own song. This is the bit I would have skipped back in the day because for me it was all about Keith Emmerson. There is not a lot of Emmerson, Lake and Palmer's music that I actually like. But I rate Keith Emmerson as my favourite Hammond organ player. He could play in any style, and any piece he played in any style could morph in an instant into something unexpected. He reverently follows parts of Mussorgsky's original score, but then does something totally wild. Extreme melody can suddenly turn into ghastly noise. On one piece they take the original Mussorgsky theme and play it to a bouncy boogie shuffle. This then takes on a 12-bar format as Emmerson did with the Nicest Version of America. And this takes it from a classical piece into a rhythm and blues organ solo. The piece reaches a bombastic climax with variations on Mussorgsky's Great Gates of Kiev, complete with outbursts of insane moog noises and organ feedback. Emmerson used to bounce the heavy Hammond organ around the stage to get the sound of explosions, and he would stab the keys with knives to make them sustain. He was the greatest showman. The Great Gates of Kiev ends with Lake singing the Promenade theme. He sings something like, "There is no end to my life, no beginning to my death, death is life." It may be a bit tacky, but I think it works in context. As the conclusion to one of the most extreme pieces of light, heavy, fast, slow, lovable, hateable, insane, hard, classical, classic prog rock epics. The album ends with Nut Rocker as an encore, and that was always my favourite part. The success of this LP led to the original Nut Rocker by B. Bumble and the Stingers being released and becoming a hit. I do think it is a bit unfair that Modest Mussorgsky gets a credit, but his fellow Russian classical composer Tchaikovsky does not get a credit for Nut Rocker. Pictures at an Exhibition, Emmerson, Lake and Palmer.